uToonz.
Hey everyone, uToonz here. So, you've heard of Clip Studio Paint, right? Like, the best and most accessible art program out there for artists? The one that people use from simple doodles to full-fledged animation? Yes, that Clip Studio Paint. The thing is though, with so many features that Clip Studio Paint provides, it is quite easy to get confused or overwhelmed, especially if you're trying it out for the first time. Like, I've been using CSP for a while now, and there are still things I find out to this day. Like, did you know that it can color for you? Like, it uses machine learning to color your art for you. It's freaking wild. So yeah, I definitely get it. Luckily, I was fortunate enough to team up with Clip Studio Paint and show you curious artists who are looking to put their webtoon ideas about a demon who's woke up in the human world, right? And has to like learn how to maneuver through everyday life without getting caught, all while trying to protect the earth it once revered against monsters of their own kind, on top of keeping up steady grades and hanging out with the love interest who he thinks has a thing for him, but they're not sure because they're not very forward. So it's a bunch of the will they, won't they stuff, and it's okay, I got a little carried away there. Point is, I'm gonna help you soon to be Webtoon stars on how to utilize Clip Studio Paint's newest update, version 1.10.6, which so happens to be the update that, in my opinion, changes the game in the world of webtoons and producing digital art in general. Let me explain. Time-lapsing. Now, I'm gonna start off with one that a lot of artists out there are gonna love: time-lapse features. Now, if you're not familiar with time-lapse drawing, it simply is whatever you draw on a clip file recorded. Yes, recorded, meaning you no longer have to rely on third-party apps to record your screen anymore, because Clip Studio Paint now has your record of your drawing built into the app itself. No more worrying if you have to hit record and don't realize until you're like halfway done with the drawing. So now you're wondering if this was even worth doing all over again just for the sake of the video. So you kind of just call it a night and go to sleep tearing up to Billie Eilish, wondering why luck is never on your side. Well, no worries either way, because I'm gonna show you how. So when making a new file to draw on, you'll see a checkbox on the lower left corner, right? That says record time lapse. And when that box is checked, every single stroke you choose to make on that file will be recorded for you to view whenever you feel like. Just keep in mind that since you are getting a video alongside your file, that the file will be larger than usual. But don't fret, since you can simply export your time lapse at any time during the drawing process to stop it from recording instead. If you want to keep better track of your file space while you do speed paints, what I recommend doing is record the time lapse in increments. That way you can have separate smaller recordings for your sketching, your line art, your color layer, etc., and just compile it later. But if you do have a ton of space, have at it. Go for it. Just all in one go. You can do it. It's amazing. Making sure your drawing is being recorded should be the least of the artist's worries. And I'm glad Clip Studio Paint was about to implement that in such an easy and effective way. Big points in my book. Webtoon production. Okay, so last but definitely not least is the Webtoon specific features they have integrated in Clip Studio Paint. Now, right off the bat, when making a new file, there is now a new icon exclusively for making Webtoons located right next to the illustration icon. Clicking on that when making your file will put CSP into Webtoon mode, which gives you access to a couple of cool features. But in order to make it work, I'm gonna add a quick comic as an example. Oh, I ran out of space. Normally, I would just make a new file or just crop it longer, but remember, we're in Webtoons mode. Let me just go to the story menu where you can just add and delete pages as well as view your pages in a real-time viewer. That way you can improve on the framing of your comic panels a lot better without having to crop and export it first. Super convenient. So let's just add a page and lay the rest of the comic out as shown. Also, let's throw a couple speech bubbles in there and a background for the materials made by Clip Studio. Why not? That's not all though, because now they have a feature in the view menu called the on-screen area Webtoon, where you can see how your art will look on the average smartphone in real time so you can pace your Webtoon better for scrolling. This is a feature I didn't even know I needed, and I'm super glad that it's there. Now with exporting, in the past before this update, you would have to rely on a slice tool and other programs. But thankfully, just like time-lapsing, automatically cropping your file is now built into Clip Studio Paint. You can export the crop into any size you'd like and have CSP just handle the rest, no problem. Clip Studio Paint has really changed the game when it comes to online art content, making it easier and more accessible to up-and-coming and seasoned artists to be expressive and creative as it can be, as well as providing assistance on how the artist can choose to put out their work. They listen to what the artists want and they deliver, which is something I can't say for most programs in this field. The amount of detail and features provided in this program is simply mind-blowing, and we're only really scratching the surface on what they can do. I want to thank Clip Studio Paint again for sponsoring this video, and if you're someone who is still on the fence about it and needed that extra push, well, here it is. Go get it. It's worth the money, I promise you. And not to mention, you can get it for Windows, Mac, iPhone, iPad, Android, with a 3-month free trial on mobile devices. In fact, some aspects of this showcase was done on my iPad as well, FYI. All relevant links will be in the description below. Thanks for watching.